Okay, so this is the single stroke 4 rudiment, and we're going to talk about ways you can start working towards moving around the kit. It's a great way to work on developing single stroke flow around the entire drum set. So the rudiment is essentially 4 single strokes: right, left, or the inversion of that, left, right, left, right. Now, a rudiment is a sticking pattern, not a rhythm, but the rhythm is written as such: 3/16th note triplets followed by an eighth note. So if we're counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So first just practice that very slowly. Now when you feel good about that, pick one other surface or one other instrument on the drum set, right? I always like to start with the rack tom, the high rack tom. Maybe you have 2 rack toms like this, because it's directly across from the snare, right? When you're doing the floor tom, you have to think about cross sticking and things like that, which is a good thing to work on. We'll get into that later. But for right now, focus on just your snare and your high rack tom. And what we're going to do is we're going to do the single stroke 4 just on the snare. Stick to the same sticking for right now. It's good to be able to start with the left hand as well. But for right now, if you're right-handed, whatever your dominant hand is, start there. And when you feel good about doing this, just getting that rhythm really tight with the hi-hat, keeping the quarter note pulse, do one set of single stroke 4s on the snare, the other on the rack. Open and close. Right, so on and so forth. Then when you feel good about that, you're going to take these 4 notes in this single stroke 4 pattern. You're going to split them between these 2 different surfaces. And there's so many combinations or permutations you could do here. So a simple one is to split it in half. Take the first 2 notes and do them on the first surface of the snare. Take the second 2 notes and do them on the rack tom. So instead of doing a whole set on one surface, either all on the snare or snare and then rack tom, we're going to split it in half. So 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So same thing with the hi-hat, open to close. Stay relaxed. Right, so on and so forth. Now, that's just splitting in 2. You could also go the opposite direction. So you don't always have to start on the snare. You could start on the rack and move this way. Right? Then, of course, you can do groupings of 3s. So instead of all 4 on each drum, or splitting in half 2 on each drum, you could do groupings of 3s and then have 1. So I could do the first 3 on one surface, like first 3 on the snare, and then the 4th on the rack. So again, open to closed. Right? Do the inversion of that. Do 3 here, do 1 here. Right? Pretty straightforward. Then, of course, you can do just the first one on one surface and the remaining 3 on another surface. So instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, I could do 1, 2, 3, 4. Opposite thing. So starting with the rack tom and then moving the snare. In fact, what I'm playing here is a very common drum fill. Right? So, great way to warm up. And again, you can do, right? Notice I'm doing a cross sticking there. But I think without that cross sticking, moving all over, start with just forward, back, back, and you don't have to do any cross sticking. You can just think about moving the hands like this. And that's a great place to start with developing your single stroke fills and flow around the drum set, is with the single stroke for rudiment and doing these different variations.